So, Larry, let's talk about the Chinese story. There is a feeling from a lot of people I've been speaking to on Wall Street, I wonder whether you've been speaking to the same people, that the president wants a quick deal. And he wants a quick deal because he's worried about the markets. Is that true? Does the president want a quick deal here, Larry?
No. I've never understood that story. How many times does the president have to say it has to be a good deal for the United States across the board? You know, IP theft, forced transfer of technology, cyber hacking, ownership, enforcement. You know the issues as well as I do. He has said this time and again. Now, I think there's a lot of optimism from the president, and I share his optimism. The deal's not done yet. We're still working away. There's communications all this week, by the way, between the U.S. team and the China team. But a quick deal? Heck no. He wants a good deal for the U.S. workers, right? Farmers, ranchers, small businesses, technology companies. He wants a good deal. Remember, he walked out of the North Korean talks.
He did.
And it wasn't to his liking.
Is he prepared to walk away from these talks?
Well, I don't want to speculate. I'm just saying that he's making a point. If these things are not in America's interests, whether it's a security deal or a trade deal, if they're not in America's interest, he will not accept it. That's the only point I'm making. Now, don't read me bearish. I'm not bearish. Neither is the president. But again, this idea of a quick deal just to get a pop in the stock market, I just want to strenuously disagree with that point of view.
Well, that's what I want to clarify with you right now, Larry. After Hanoi, he said sometimes you just have to walk away. There's a belief amongst a lot of people, and you can tell me and put that right, there's a belief among a lot of people that on this particular issue, he won't be willing to walk away because he's worried about the price action in the market. Are you saying that's just not true? The market action, the price action, isn't a factor in these negotiations?
That is just not true. That is just not true. He has to do what's best for American technology, for American workers, American manufacturers, American farmers, and it has to be enforceable, John.
Yeah.
It has to be enforceable. Ambassador Lighthizer has put together a very detailed and innovative enforcement procedure. Okay, the Chinese signed on to it when they were here 2 weeks ago. We are waiting to see if President Xi and the Politburo in Beijing will continue to stay signed on. Those are the factors. We have to protect the United States. We have to protect our own interests, our own technology, our own security. So, no, a few points one way or another on the Dow is not driving his thinking. Never has been, actually. I didn't know where that came from. I'm not saying, by the way, again, let me underscore this point. The president is cautiously optimistic. So am I. So's our, trade policy group, my colleagues. So I don't want to say that we're about to leave. But if it's not the right deal for this country and this country's long-term future, John, we won't take it. And POTUS has made that very clear.
Let's talk about the enforcement mechanism, Larry. A lot of people are confused as to how you come up with a mechanism to enforce the Chinese to make sure they don't do anything funny with the currency. What's the thinking here, Larry? Just lift the lid on the negotiations. What is the enforcement mechanism there, aside from just a written agreement from the Chinese and a pledge not to do it?
Well, look, on the currency point, we've asked for currency stability, number one, no manipulation. And number two, we've asked for greater transparency, John, where transparency in this case means we would like to know as quickly as possible any currency interventions undertaken by China. We'd like to know that. That's part of the deal. That was agreed to in the talks here in Washington. We'll see if we get a sign-off from the top leaders in Beijing.
So, Larry,
as
you know,
the currency story.